It is said that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Does that mean that there's a Martian definition of consent and a Venusian definition of consent? Hi, I'm Dr. Mo, your host of The Basics with Dr. Mo. Do men and women really think all that differently?
I think so. I mean, sometimes, like, guys will just kind of go for it, and if they don't hear and know, even if the girl's, like, not into it, they'll just, go for it until you really say, like, no.
I feel like if they think that if the vibe is a certain way, then they think they can just do what they want. Definitely a lot of guys cross that line.
I'm glad that the guys I know have around the same definition, but I know that a lot of guys don't really know what that is.
Yeah, they probably do, which is sad.
It turns out that lots of women think lots of men live by a Martian definition of consent. How does that work? Where does this disconnect happen?
I feel like guys are the people who are more, like, not pushy, but, like, they want what they want, and girls are the same way, but, like, I think boys are more inclined to be those people that are like, but why? Please, like all of that, and girls will kind of just be like, oh, you don't want to have sex with me? Okay, bye. I'll just talk to someone else then,
He thought just because they were drunk, she was laughing, she was flirting back, it was a go sign, but that's all she ever wanted it to be, just flirting. Things started escalating, and she wasn't comfortable, so she was like, I think we should just call it a night, and I'll just go. But he kind of got upset, and he was like, but I thought you wanted this. You were giving me all the signals, and she was like, but I wasn't. So there was that miscommunication.
I don't know if all men think that they need a verbal yes.
The line of consent with guys, they think they can do whatever they want, and a lot of girls feel uncomfortable in that position, but they don't really know how to say no. So it leads to a lot of, okay, I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to have to do this now because you feel guilty. And a lot of guys need to understand that a lot of the times that you're kind of forcing a girl to do it. And we're not going to say it because we feel uncomfortable, but you need to know when to ask and when to know what's right and what isn't.
Ooh, guys, are you listening to this? Haven't guys heard about consent 100 times before in sex education class? Maybe not. At Boy Scout meetings, the Scouts have over 100 merit badges, but not one for respecting women. In the media, certainly men have heard what women think about consent in the media.
My guy friends know that I'm very, like, listen, you need to ask, you need to make sure you have that consent. And there's been a couple instances where my friends don't really, they make mistakes, they make mistakes, and I make sure to, you have to see it from our perspective, because if not, then it's just going to go bad for you. It's just going to make you look 10 times worse. Like, I've stopped talking to people because they're like that. They don't understand that concept.
Because I don't want my guy friends to ever get in that predicament where they thought it was consensual sex, but the girl told somebody else it was not consensual sex, and now they're in jail, and they're in prison, going to be in prison for a couple years because there was miscommunication in this whole situation.
Really, I don't think I talk about it enough with my friends. I don't know how they define it or how they think about it.
And also, like, it doesn't have to be a very serious, like, hard to talk about. It should be the new norm that's easy to talk about with your friends.
Somehow, it feels like women are entirely responsible for making sure that people talk about consent. I want to end by saying that men are not the enemy. Some of my favorite people are men. Some of your favorite people are men. Your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, your peers, your partners. You might want to share this video with guys in your life. They deserve to know too. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to all of the women who share their stories. We couldn't do this without you. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share The Basics with Dr. Mo, because you deserve to know. Thanks for watching.
Sex.